Hi, I'm Peter, and I'm 23 now. As you guys can probably tell from the video title, I was born blind. However, I underwent a special surgery and now I've regained my sight. Since so many people are curious and asking me about my experiences before and after the surgery, today I'll tell you about my life and the surgery that's changed everything. A lot of people, including my friends, ask me to describe what I actually saw when I was blind. They're always curious about whether being blind is the same as when we close our eyes and whether all I saw was darkness. In fact, I find it quite challenging to describe the concept of blindness. I could just say that all I could see was nothing, not even darkness. Quite difficult to grasp, right? I know it sounds abstract, but it's the same as when I tried to imagine something when people described it to me when I was still blind. Before the surgery, I had to be totally dependent on my parents. I even had to ask my mom for help when I wanted to choose my clothes because obviously I could see nothing and I didn't know what color the clothes were. Back then I was homeschooled as my parents were afraid that my classmates wouldn't like me and in the worst case scenario they could bully me. Consequently, I barely went out and I was basically living in my small circle of family and some friends. At that time I had 2 guide dogs. They are my close friends as well as my saviors. I can't imagine how terrible my life would be without them. When I was 16, one of them passed away, which made me feel very, very bad. I never got the chance to see him with my own eyes, and I'd already said goodbye to him forever. Now the other one is still with me, even though I can see by myself. I know I need to give him to another blind person who's truly in need of a guide dog like him, but I can't. I've come to love him so much, and he's helped me for so many years. He's like a part of my family now. And one funny thing is that even now he still tries to guide me. Maybe he hasn't figured out that I'm able to see. And then 2 years ago, a miracle happened. The doctors proposed a new surgical option. They said that I would undergo a laser surgery to get rid of abnormal blood vessels in the retina. However, it was a risky surgery and it only had about a 50% chance of success. They asked me and my family to consider thoroughly before giving a decision. But I didn't really need to think that much. I agreed right away because I was so excited and looking forward to the day that I could see everything with my own eyes. Fortunately, everything went smoothly and the surgery was successful. When I opened my eyes after the surgery, it was deeply emotional. I cried for quite a while. Finally, after 21 years, I was able to see my family and friends. However, the doctors told me that my vision did not reach 10 for 10 and it'd be weaker in the long term. So I was required to wear a special kind of glasses on a daily basis to maintain and sharpen my sight. Everything changed completely when I regained my sight, and the thing that went through the most dramatic change was my sleeping preference. In the past, I always went to bed early and kind of enjoyed sleeping. It was because I was dreaming a lot, and dreaming allowed me to escape the unacceptable fact that I was blind. Now I don't like sleeping that much anymore because I feel like I might miss something by passing out for 8 hours. A lot of you have asked me how I felt when I first saw myself in a mirror. And guys, one word: surprised. Previously, people told me that I was a bit chubby and my arms and legs are quite large. Actually, I also tried to touch my face and imagine what I would look like. But just like everything else, my appearance is totally different from what I thought. In fact, I find myself quite slim and more handsome than I thought. To be honest, initially, I felt that seeing things was a little bit too overwhelming and difficult. I once had difficulty associating things with their names because before the surgery, I used to feel things with my hands, not my eyes. So back then, I always had to close my eyes and touch everything to know what it was. That really made me feel like a kid. There was one time when my mom brought in a vase full of flowers to my room and I was truly confused. Then I closed my eyes, touched every petal to feel it. After that, I was like, wow, so this is how flowers look. Since then, I tried to learn to read, write, and spell. Luckily, everything was quite easy, so now I find reading English much simpler than reading Braille. And currently, I'm actively looking for a job so that I can find a new living place to be independent from my parents. I also want to travel more so that I can be able to see the wonders of the world with my own eyes. I still remember vividly the first time my friends took me to the beach after surgery. It was so magical, and I was a bit shocked because the sea was too blue and there was too much water there. And that's my story. Hopefully, through this story, you guys will appreciate and enjoy your life more. Because not everyone in the world could have the opportunity to see their loved ones and witness everything in the world.
I made my mom pregnant on purpose and no one knows. Hi, here is my family. And now I'm Maria, the only child. Actually, now it's my family. I would like to tell you the story of how I made my parents have a baby. The only child for years made me feel so lonely. The experience I have been through when I was small increased the desire in me that I have to have a sibling. I still remember when I growing up, my parents' family friends were all significantly older than them, and their children had all grown up. So I never had anyone to hang out with during their friend gatherings. I'm very uncomfortable meeting and keeping in touch with people I meet because I'm mostly just with my parents or a few close friends. Additionally, I tend to try to not bother people, so it's difficult for me to make lasting friends unless the other person is really going out and carries most of the conversation. I think interaction with the sibling can reduce a lot of this worrying. I have mentioned my willing to my parents, but all I got are the excuses. It's not an appropriate time for us. We are so busy. They always refuse me. We will talk about it later. I've never wanted a sibling more than this moment. I decided to make a move. I found a suitable time soon. It was the summer vacation. Dad was busy with his work at the office, and Mom was stuck with her client at the coffee shop. Just me at our home. I stepped into our parents' room. I checked around and tried to find in my possible places: wardrobe, clothes by kiss, and secret box hidden under the bed. Unfortunately, I can't find what I want. I continued to check the bedroom. It took a while and I almost gave up. Came back to the bed. I thought I would find something under the mattress. Here it was. After putting my hand under the mattress, I found a string of condom hidden there. Then I took out the needle inside my pocket and punctured the cotton packages. Made at least 2 holes in each condom. After that, I put this string back to the old place. I complete and couldn't stop thinking that I will have a brother or sister sooner or later. There were several weeks. None of them mentioned to the anomaly. They acted normal and still avoided my question about sibling. As a trip going to visit my grandparents in suburbs, my mom found out something weird. I saw her quite confused, but not sure that what I'm thinking about. Suddenly, my mom grabbed everyone together and made an announcement. I get pregnant. She smiled brightly and seemed happy than ever. Everyone gathered to congratulate my mom. It's good news. No words can express my feeling at that time. Finally, my wish comes true. Life is much more secure, rewarding, and uplifting with a sibling who plays with you, heart-to-heart talk, and shares housework, I thought. Of course, only me knew that my plan would work. I was excited to know after a few months I would have a brother or sister. Several months later, preparation handles, we are back to the hospital, sitting in the waiting room, and the nurse comes out with the smiley face. Congratulations, a wealthy twins with different sexes. OMG, no one can imagine this surprise. I could have both brother and sister. Yeah, since the existence of the twins, my dad focused on his business and worked really hard. Therefore, somehow my family became rich. The twins grew up beautifully and smart day by day. They both bring motivation and luck to the whole family. I'm really satisfied with my secret plan.